Now, you have clients and you've made money. People are trusting you. So why do you still feel as if you're not as good as everybody else out there? Why do you still feel like you're just playing at it? I know that feeling and it is awful. And it makes absolutely no sense on paper because you've got proof, you've got testimonials, you've actually got results, and people are giving you money, they're paying you. And still, there's this part of you that feels like you're just playing at being good. But you know how good you are. Like, you know how good you are. You wouldn't have started your business if you didn't think you were good at what you do. But that feeling, it still lingers. And it's not because you're still new at this, and it's not because you're bad at what you do, because your business has grown, your business has moved forward, which is exciting. But the way that you see yourself hasn't fully caught up yet. And if this is sounding like something that you're experiencing, then this is what we're going to talk about today. So stay tuned. Now, most women make this a skills problem. So they think maybe I just need to do more training. Maybe I need to be clearer. Maybe I need to be better prepared. Maybe I need another qualification. Maybe I need to fix my offer or my pricing. So maybe I need to tighten all of this up before I can really step out there and own what I do. And sometimes that is the issue, absolutely. But a lot of the time, it isn't. A lot of the time, what's really going on is this. Your business has grown. Your role has changed, and the level that you now have to operate at has completely changed. But part of you, a big part of you, is still living by that old identity, those old rules, the rules that actually helped you get, where you are, probably served you really well. Be prepared, don't get things wrong, don't be too much, don't be too loud, don't get too comfortable. Keep everybody happy, keep proving yourself. That version of you probably built a lot, probably achieved a lot. She got things done. She kept the wheels turning. She held high standards. She was thoughtful, capable, dependable. And you probably built a huge amount of safety around doing all of those things. But there comes a point when all of those things stop helping you. And the woman that starts the business in the early days is often not the same woman who can lead it to the next level. And your identity, you have to shift. Now, in the beginning, doing everything yourself can look like dedication. When you are over preparing everything, that can look and feel like professionalism. But that's often rooted in fear. And again, that's okay because that can motivate you. Fear motivated me for years, but it can also hold you back. In the beginning, proving yourself can give you real momentum. But then later on, what it means is you never get to fully relax inside your success, inside what you've built. And then that gives you burnout. So now you end up in this really weird place. People trust you, but you still question yourself. Your business looks solid, but you don't always feel solid. Other people see someone established, but you feel like you still have to earn your place. And that's what I always call the split. I'll be chatting to a friend or a founder and I'll be like, oh yeah, you're in the split. And I know it because I've been there. I kind of set up camp in the split. I spent far too long existing in the split and it's exhausting. Because it means you can have all of this evidence around you and still feel completely unsure in yourself. You can have testimonials, you can have results, you can have referrals coming in. You could even have a really nice big bank account. My last startup, I remember I had 6 figures in the bank account and I was still sat on the sofa feeling like a complete fraud. And women often read that feeling the wrong way. They think if I still feel this doubtful, maybe I'm just not ready. But that isn't it. It usually means that the old identity is still in charge. And this is the bit that I think matters the most. This isn't just a confidence issue. It's so much bigger than that. This is an identity issue. It's about the difference between the version of you who built success by proving, by doing all those things that served you well, or things we've just talked about. But you can't really do those things now and expect them to serve you in the same way. And that's a massive shift. Because that previous version of you that was always asking, how do I make sure that no one can question me or doubt me? How do I make sure that I've done enough to keep everybody happy? How do I make sure that I'm liked? How do I make sure that I don't get it wrong? How do I make sure that I'm still valuable to everybody? The woman who leads at the next level asks very different questions. She's asking, what do I know to be true? What decision, no matter how scary, needs to be made? What do I no longer need to over-explain to everybody? What do I no longer need to do? Where am I shrinking when I should be telling people how fabulous I am? And what would this look like if I really trusted myself, if I really backed myself? And that's a very different way to operate. And it's uncomfortable because that old identity got rewarded by being high functioning, over functioning. Didn't always get promoted, but you probably got praised for being the woman that, carried everything, smoothed everything over, asked for very little in return. But there's a real cost. When you're building a business, there's a real cost to being that woman. So what do you do? Well, first, you need to get really honest about that old identity. What did you believe that you had to be or you had to do or not do in order to be safe and successful? And be really specific about it. It could be that maybe you had to be the smartest person in the room, or maybe you had to always be endlessly prepared. Even if it wasn't your job to know about this stuff, you felt like you had to know about it. Maybe, and this is one of mine, you had to be really low maintenance. You had to be the good girl, not cause a fuss. Or maybe you had to be nice all the time. You just had to be cheerful and happy all the time. And this comes up a lot with the women that I coach. You weren't allowed to be too emotional. That one comes up a lot. Another one of mine was I felt like I wasn't allowed to be silly or goofy. I felt like it would impact my executive presence or my status or lack of status, I thought. Those rules don't disappear just because the business grows. They stay with you. Those rules live with you. They come with you. And if you don't look at them properly and you don't do the inner work, they will drag you down. When you are out there trying to be more and achieve more, you'll just get that constant split, that dragging you down. And that's the thing that I'm talking about. That's the exhausting split. Now, the next thing is this. You need to get clear on who this next version of you actually is. She still cares. She's still excellent. She's still thoughtful, but she's not trying to earn the right to be there anymore. She doesn't make herself smaller just to make other people feel bigger. She's okay being visible without being perfect. She can hear praise, like she can hear somebody tell her she's good and she can say thank you and just sit in it without dismissing it and batting it back. She can make a decision without spending 3 days wondering if she's a terrible person. This is identity work. This is not fluff. This is the stuff that will change your game, and it will affect everything you do. It will affect how you price. It will affect how you sell, how you lead others, how you're showing up online, how you speak when you're in rooms. It'll impact how you do your discovery calls, how you respond in those weeks or months when things go quiet, which they do sometimes. You might still feel a bit stretched. You might still feel a bit exposed. You might still feel a little bit of a wobble from time to time. But if you really want to hold, and I mean hold, a bigger, deeper version of you, then all of those things are just part of the gig. But the thing that changes is that when you feel those things, when you feel the wobble, when you feel the overwhelm, you don't doubt your existence. You don't doubt everything. You don't doubt your capability or what path you're on. You just know that that's part of moving to that next level, and you trust yourself. And when those feelings come up, I always say welcome them, name them. I call mine Mary, and it might sound random. It's a bit of a long story. I will make a video about that. But basically, welcome it. Be like, oh, I've just said I would speak on this stage in front of 300 people, or I just said I would be on this huge podcast. Wow, that's really next level stuff for me. So of course you're going to have a little bit of a wobble. Of course those things are coming. It's part of moving to the next level. So when you do have those feelings, you're like, oh, there you are. Yeah. Just said yes to that podcast. I was waiting for you to show up. Come on, come and hang with me for a couple of hours. And then you get out of it. You don't doubt everything. You know it's part of the gig. And that is what real inner mindset work can do. And I really believe that that is the real work. And that is the work that I didn't do when I was building my first startup. My startup was still a success, but my gosh, was it hard for me. It was harder than it should have been. It was harder than it needed to be. But I didn't know all of this stuff then. And I wish that I had done it sooner in my founder journey, which is exactly why I'm sat here talking to you about it today. So I'm sending you so much love. I'm sending you loads of kick-ass vibes, because this is the work now, not just building your business. It's about building you. That's how you get to the next level. So if any of that landed with you, let me know in the comments. Drop me a note. Come and find me on LinkedIn and say hello. I would love to meet you, even if it is just virtually. And I'll see you next week for another video that will help you go further on your founder journey. So from one founder to another, take care.